You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. We'll probably lose
Stormgate
We'll probably lose
Silence is going to take out your pregnant
totally
pause.
ruined.
Yeah.
So, this week,
Yeah.
I don't even see how to tell us what I was saying even there. This week,
Yeah, you're drunk.
we're going to be, I'm very drunk.
I can tell.
I'm very drunk.
Yeah. We shouldn't be driving right now. It's our first podcast we're doing on the road.
Entirely on the road.
Yeah, Penn and Teller style. They don't do
Desert
that.
bus.
Yeah, desert bus is what. Thank you for getting my far-reaching fucking reference. That's our first show notes link. Desert bus.
Our relationship is just one big chess game, and I just saw 3 moves ahead. It's
Yeah,
totally
pretty
fine.
much. Yeah.
That's how it goes. But this week, we are talking about Castlevania Dracula X
Yeah.
for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Remember that
for
one?
The Super Nintendo.
Remember when we talked about Super Nintendo games exclusively? We're back on it.
Yeah, I'm so ready to get back to the SNES. Like, go through that Wikipedia list alphabetically.
Yeah, we're never gonna
fucking
make it
ready
through
for it. Hey, we don't know.
One of us will
maybe.
die before we get through that fucking list.
Well, then it's up to the other one to pick up and finish for the net. Just carry on each other's memories.
Yeah.
If we don't finish it, then Ken and Henry can finish it. Somebody's gonna finish it.
Yeah, it's our legacy. I like that we die together and Kenna and Henry have to do the show.
Oh yeah.
Or it's like if one of us
that's what
dies,
has to
the other just gives up. Like, the kids will do it.
I'm trying to think, when's the last time we actually traveled somewhere together?
Never. We've
been
never
a
done
very
it.
long time.
Never done it. Piggyback rides. We used to give each other piggyback rides all the time. No, don't do it anymore.
We'll go to the dollar store, piggyback ride?
Piggyback ride.
All right.
Yeah. Flip for bottom.
All of John Turley style. But, so he is not waiting here silently any longer. We do have a special first-time guest host. Our very own Blumpkin Bear Sean Berry.
Blumpkin Bear's a different person.
Blumpkin Bear.
Blumpkin Bear's Jed down the street.
I'm pretty sure I saw him taking out the mail earlier.
Yeah. We need a Bumpkin Bear. We got a Blumpkin Bear, now we need a Bumpkin Bear.
Well, see, originally my name was Bumpin' Bear, and you read it as Blumpkin Bear.
I know, yeah. What's up, man? Thanks for driving down here.
Yeah, man, it's been a long day, a long week of driving so far. I think this puts me in at like 10 hours for the week so far.
Yeah, that's too much driving.
I got 2 more on the way back, so it's done.
But I don't know, man. Like with the way podcasts work now, I think I could probably I think I'd like to drive a lot more because I used to hate driving, and it's because I didn't have anything to listen to.
I know you'd call me on the way when you drive from the Paducah Sun back to Murray.
Yeah.
You'd call me like,
A 1 hour drive.
I'm falling asleep.
Man,
Talk to me.
Yeah, I fell asleep on that drive a lot. That's the highway that I did that 360 on because I fell asleep. Yeah. And then I died, and then
then another reality
my
that
hell.
you died there. All this never existed.
it's all a snow globe in an autistic boy's hands. Is it Down syndrome? It's Down syndrome, wasn't
I
it?
have no idea.
I can't remember.
I guess we'll have to go back and watch the 1974 St. Elsewhere episode.
Right. Or all of St. Elsewhere.
It's every episode. All right. Well, I'm your beard host, Tyler. I'm going to throw it immediately to Blumpkin Bear, which we've known each other about 35 minutes now, and I can already tell you Blumpkin Bear makes way more sense than Bumpkin Bear.
Well, we were actually having a conversation. Tyler and I were having a conversation about whether or not you're going to murder us or not. It hasn't happened yet.
Well, I mean, he did tell me to go hide up the street, and I was like, and I told you, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to put a burlap sack over my head right now.
Dave, you my address? Perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'll meet you at the Dollar General. Yes, that Dollar General.
The one I passed? Sure.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah. I had my
You
directions
passed
all
the
fucked
first
up.
barrier to entry. Now go back.
Well, it doesn't help that I drove past this place like 4 times. I'm like, which house is it? And he's like, the one with the driveway. And I'm like, I don't have a helicopter, man.
Yeah,
Because, I think of my driveway as an H, so I realize
Lowercase
not
h.
everyone can see that.
it is. It's a lowercase h.
Oh, man. So I'm pretty sure everybody's been asking to hear about this story, which I said I'll save it for radio. And it's about
Yeah, you mentioned a story on the
story.
Facebook group.
And it's about how I broke my dick. And the medical
Say what again?
penile fracture is the medical term that we're going for here.
Oh.
So what happened is, I like to say everybody celebrates April 20th. Well, mine is April 30th. I wait 10 days later because that's the day that this happened. It's my D-Day.
You want to throw him off?
Yeah, I got to throw him off. Everybody else is, getting high for Hitler. I'm like, fuck it, get high for my dick, shit. So what happened is I was dating this girl, and she was going to Africa for an internship. And I was over at the house. We were talking, whatever, and she's like, you want to have a shower? And I'm like, that means I'm fixing to hit that shit.
Yeah.
So hop up in the shower.
Or get clean.
Yeah.
That means I'm fixing to wash my asshole.
Be like, but I already showered once today. Why do you want me to shower? But so I knew it was going down. And so we're in the shower.
That butt real clean.
And so I'm going at it. I'm talking about Pound Town, And I slipped out, and I must have hit her butt cheek. And I go back in like nothing happened. And I'm like, this shit feels good. Like, really fucking good. Like, first time sex. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, this shit's good, So I go out and I pull my dick out, and it's almost the size of a Coke can.
Oh shit! And you were like, yes, finally.
That's pretty normal. When does it start to swell up or anything?
I knew I was supposed to be like that.
It's usually like a monster can. I don't understand what happened.
Why is that strange?
I lost like 4 inches.
And so
it shrunk is what happened.
Yeah, just like, man.
Oh, bummer. I'm going to have to go to the doctor.
And so it looked like a water snake toy. And if you've never seen a water snake toy, look it up. Or stop what you're doing right now and just look it up. And so my dick looks like a water snake toy. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? This isn't normal.
At least it felt good, right?
Yeah, it did feel good. Like, I can guarantee she was sore. And
of course, yeah. It was a water snake toy.
Yeah, well, no, because my dick's the size of a Coke can now. And so I tell her to go get some
And it
peas.
happened when it was already inside, so it wasn't like you had to mash anything bigger into a smaller hole.
Yeah, I know. I was like, go gadget. It's like,
You use your ultimate ability.
yeah, this is not my final form.
She's not going to forget me in Africa.
So I tell this broad, she's supposed to be smart, to go get some peas. And I'm thinking, she's going to go get some frozen peas. But she brings a can of peas, and I'm just looking at her like, what the fuck?
It matches your dick.
Yeah. She's like, size comparison, let's go for it.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like this.
And so
I'm glad you asked me to get this can.
I didn't really know but one person that worked in the hospital at the time, and it's a guy that we knew. And she goes, we'll just send a picture of your dick to this dude. And I was like, all right, I'll send a picture of a dick to another dude. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to send you a picture. I need you to delete it, after this. But just tell me what I
still
said.
have that picture?
No. And I'm going to tell you right now.
That sounded like a lie.
No.
I was like,
no.
Because I might have to see that picture if you have it.
I mean, we can just whip it out. I'll show you. But
can I smash it with a hammer so it looks like it did?
well, it's not like Mr. Dean's foot. I have feeling there. And so I take a picture and send it to this dude. And he's like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital. At this time, I'm like, I've already shown my dick to a dude, so I'm going to show my dick, to everybody. So I go into triage.
That's the general logic, yes.
So I go into triage, like, what happened? And there's 3 nurses in there, and I just drop my drawers, and I'm like, that's a good one. And I'm like, sitting, I'm like, thanks. I'm like, it is the size of a Coke can now. So by this time...
Who's thirsty?
Yeah.
My dick really hurts, though.
Yeah.
I like them to look like bruised water snakes.
So at this time, the chief urologist comes in. He's telling me all this stuff, talking about... your dick could be crooked. I'm sitting there thinking about Bill Clinton, crooked penis, talking about, erectile dysfunction and like not being able to have children. I'm like, fuck, go in there and do a vasectomy while we're at it, I'm like, whatever. So I remember laying down on the bed, fixing to get down for anesthesiology, and the dude looks like Harry Potter. Like straight up. And I'm thinking like, fuck, Voldemort's fixing to come in here. I'm like, I'm the one dying this time, not Harry. And so he's telling me to count to 10 backwards. And
This is your Horcrux.
Sleepericus. Yeah. And then he cut my dick off.
Yeah. So I counted about 8 backwards. I know I was out. I woke up with my dick wrapped up like the mummy. And so they're telling me that I have to pee before I leave, kind of like a newborn child does. I just woke up from being under. I can't even tell my fucking eyes to wake up, like I'm just like, whatever. So I go to the bathroom, and for the record, I'm pee shy. So my mom's in this room. The chick that probably owes me for half of my dick, Bill, she's in there,
Please tell me you gave her a bill.
No, I still know who she is. I can send her a bill. And so I'm walking back and forth to this bathroom, and I cannot pee. So the nurse comes back, and she's like, I had to put a catheter in you. And literally about halfway in, she's like, this one was probably too big, and just kept on shoving.
Oh, God.
So I felt like an out-of-body experience. Like
That's
I felt my
revenge.
soul come out, come back in,
She's heard that before. She was paying.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I'm going to fuck with this kid, And so by that time, the bag's filled up, and they give me Valiums to take before I go to bed so I don't wake up with an erection. Well, I wake up.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I wake up with a fucking erection because there's trauma to my dick.
Oh, did you say Valium? I thought you said Viagra.
Yeah.
Sorry, oops.
So I wake up with like my dick just fucking bleeding, I was like,
fuck.
oh, what the fuck,
So wait, okay. Trials of Reddit time. Like when you say, so I guess skip forward 30 seconds if you don't want to know the answer to this question, but I have to know. When you say your dick was bleeding, like.
Out of the stitches.
Out of the stitches?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like when women are like, I'm bleeding, I'm like, fuck you, I bled out of my dick, Well, so what happened is I had 17 stitches. So basically, rounded up after like everything else, it was about a $20,000 bill.
What was the pattern of the stitches?
Good question.
So what they do is they take you underneath the head and they cut you and roll it down like a sleeve.
Hey, earlier when I said skip ahead 30 seconds, I meant 2 minutes.
So they roll you back up and stitch you back up.
I'm just imagining a Titan from Attack on
Man,
Titan just
so-
coming over the wall.
Here's Blumpkin Bear. Oh, I'm gonna skin your penis like a squirrel, boy.
Skin Dick Bear, Sean Berry.
So basically, I'm so Jewish I've been circumcised twice. Or you can just call me the man with the $20,000 dick. I'm a Bond villain, But the best part about it is I worked at a bar downtown, and this happened on April 30th, which is 2 days before May. And in Memphis, there's a big festival called the Memphis Music Festival, and they have a barbecue cooking competition. So nobody in the month of May gets off. Well, this is on a Tuesday, and the only reason I remember this is because all the managers have a meeting at 2 o'clock. So I'm texting this manager.
I don't think you got off in the month of May either.
True. Well, the recovery time is 10 weeks, so that was the worst part about it.
Holy shit.
And we'll get back to that in 1 second.
I don't know that that's the worst part.
No.
I mean, when you talked about your dick being skin, that sent shivers up my fucking spine.
It should, yeah.
Roose Bolton slowly applies.
So I had to tell these guys off. I'm like, hey, I'm in the hospital. I can't work this weekend at least. They're like, what happened? What happened? And I'm just like, I broke something. And everybody's like, I'm just like, they're like, all I hit is okay. And I was like, I'll call y'all later, and sure enough, I go back to work a couple days later and nobody's let me do anything. And I'm waddling around like a fucking duck because I got these stitches in my fucking dick, and every time my legs, I just like, ow, 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 ow.
Oh, God.
But everybody in that city wanted to know about my story. So, like, every time. But the sucked is, like I said, it was a 10-week recovery time.
So is that how long it took? Like, you had to have stitches in for 10 weeks?
Yeah, they felt, the kind that, the sutures to come out on their own.
Okay.
But as soon
Did you have to wear like one of those cones? Like, around your head?
Cones on your hands.
No, when that motherfucker...
God, I really want to jerk. I can't figure it out.
When I put that X on that calendar, that 10 weeks, I fucking put up Pornhub and beat that motherfucker like there was no tomorrow.
Well, yeah, you got to make sure everything still works.
I was worried. Like, I mean,
yeah.
When that chief urologist was telling me like shit, like tears are just rolling down my face. Like I'm like, I'm dying. Like this is my dick. I'm like, just kill me now.
No,
like,
I
don't
get
put me
it.
under. Just kill me.
I get it. When I lacerated my urethra, it was like, as soon it was like we're good to go, I'm like, I gotta fucking make sure that this still operates the way that it should work.
Oh, yeah.
It operated differently, but still works.
Women were interested, and I'm like, do you want to see it? I'm like, no, I'd always be like, you ever had $20,000 in your mouth? So it worked out pretty good.
That's a good story, man.
It is.
Sorry about it though.
It is what it is, man. I'm not, you're probably like the 1,000th listener for this story, so like I've told it 1,000 times.
So Tyler, how's your dick?
It's all right.
Yeah, it's good. It's okay. It's all right.
It's whole.
Yeah.
Is it tucked in right now?
A little bit.
Scared turtle.
It's just
That's
a
what
head.
mine's
It's
doing.
just a head right now.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm your beard host, Tyler, and I also have a story, but it's not as good as that story.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah,
should have been last.
Sorry, Sean. You should have gone last.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, we started a little strong, best foot forward.
Yeah.
I got a cool fall festival story that's coming up. So
Sweet.
get ready for that.
Because I had to. I went and I was off on. I had to do something for work. I had to go do a cooking demo. I had to make a special foods for lactating mothers. I had to do a big demo.
Whoa, all right,
Yeah.
cool. So what kind of foods do lactating mothers?
Just add milk.
Dark leafy greens, garlic, and iron.
Oh.
So I made it
Like a little bar of iron?
Yeah, exactly.
Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Handful of Captain
It's like
Crunch?
Magneto and X2. You just like that vial of just iron in your ass.
They have all these lactating mothers in a plastic prison.
But I was off on Friday since I worked Saturday, and then I saw running errands and stuff all that whole day. So at one point I was like, oh, I need to get some of my medication refilled. So I go to CVS that I fucking love, this CVS that's on the south side of Paducah. It doesn't have a drive-through, so no one's ever there.
That's why
I can just walk up, be like, "Can I have this medication?" Sure. You don't have to wait 30 minutes or stand 10 feet away from me for bullshit privacy reasons. Like, it's wonderful. I love the CVS. And
big ups to CVS Southside Paducah.
Yeah.
Check it out if you're in town.
No, don't check it out. You sit the fuck away from it.
Sean, don't miss it on your way out. Okay?
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah. It's where everything happens.
I'm like, Tyler told me to come in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check this shit out. This is nice. I'm the only person in here.
I go to Walgreens. I get it. I think everyone goes to Walgreens.
I stopped. That was my pharmacy, but after like the weird ass pharmacist with like the coke nail like chewed me out over standing too close to the register, I was like, nah, I'm fucking done with this place.
Was that the one right before Dragon Con when we were trying to leave that one year?
No, because those are the same Walgreens.
Okay,
yes,
I got you.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was the experience because you were in that Walgreens for like 2 hours while we were trying to go to Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, I only went to that one because he was the only person willing to give me a vacation override on the Ambien. So, but fuck that Walgreens. But I go up and I get my medication. She's like, all right, it'll be just a second while we refill it. And as I'm standing there, I hear somebody like 2 aisles over just fucking screaming into their phone. Like, oh, these people are terrible. They're denying me my medicine. Give me my lawyer. And he's like trying to call corporate CVS, and he's screaming about all these horrible women in this place that are treating him terribly.
Who called me rude?
Oh, it's pretty similar to the dollar store lady. And he's just they're gonna get what's coming to them. I'm just like, oh shit, what is going on?
He's about to shoot people.
Yeah. And because he keeps going on and on about how he's not going to stand for this. He's not going to have people treating him like this. And he goes up and he's right in front of the pharmacy. He's also got a big black bag with him, like a big black duffel bag. I'm just like, oh shit. And they're all like silently looking down, like doing their work. And
that's not good. You want someone to handle that situation, right?
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so the cashier cashes me out, gives me the medicine, and the guy has his back turned. So I'm like, do you want me to call the cops? And she looks at me kind of wide-eyed, and she turns and looks at the pharmacist. The pharmacist just, yes,
he holds up his hand and says, not Penny's boat.
She just nods, yes, please. Do you need the number? No, I can call the cops, okay.
411? Is that, wait?
That's information.
What do I call before I dig?
So I went to the front of the store, still hearing this guy go on and on and on and on. So I call it because again, me and this guy were the only men in the store, and so he's going on about all these bitches and how they're going to get what's coming, and he's not going to stand for it. And they're doing this and this and this, and they're denying his medicine. They're being prejudiced. They're like angry. So it's just like, what the fuck?
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know his name. I don't know his medication. I don't know the story besides he's just acting crazy. So
it has a big duffel bag.
Yeah. I go to the front of the store and I call the cops. And again, like,
you got involved, man.
Yeah.
You got involved.
This is worrisome. And and no one is kind of, don't know what to do. They don't want to agitate this guy besides just letting him go off.
Were you on?
They couldn't give him whatever medication.
You were totally on what would you do, right?
Yeah.
What we're talking about? Yeah, that's totally what you were one of the guys. It's like, I'm going to do something. I wouldn't have done. I would have left.
Pretty sure it was an episode of Punked.
Yeah.
So I call him, it's just the most like lackadaisical dispatcher. Paducah police. And I explain the situation. All right. Could you describe him? I'm like, okay, he's probably about 5'10". He's kind of skinny. He's got on a green sweater. Sir, is he black? I'm just, yeah. Okay, I think we know who that is.
That's Terry.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. It's like, what's his name? I don't know. I'm not in the pharmacy. I don't know his name. Could you please go find his name? And he's like right there screaming in front of the pharmacist. So like, I don't know if I'm going to walk up with my cell phone. What's this guy's name?
Yeah.
This guy with the duffel bag.
Yeah. The guy who's about to kill us all. What's his name?
Yeah. So like, okay, hold on. So I just go like casually, like I'm looking at shit. And I just like walk right back into the only employees only area.
Ooh, wavy waves.
Past the door. Like I get the cashier, I get her, like I just covertly point and just walk into the employees only area. And she opens the door. I'm like, what is this guy's name? She tells me like this 4 or 5 word name. And I tell the cop like,
gotcha. Broke confidentiality.
Yeah.
Then the cops showed up.
HIPAA. And I just,
right. They arrest all the pharmacists. It was all a sting operation.
Yeah, to do that would fucking work.
We told you.
I do want to see the cashier who's like, I can't break it.
This location has been closed.
Your favorite CVS.
You fucked yourself.
So I
Should have got involved, man.
I tell the dispatcher, and she's like, "Oh, yes, we're very familiar. Someone's on the way." So like I just like as I'm leaving, I like give a thumbs up and I nod to the cashier, and she nods back to me. And I go and I go and get my car. And I'm gonna wait for the cops to show up. I wonder what's going on, but I'm not gonna wait in the store.
No, fuck no.
And eventually, I see him like kick open the front door, and he's got his
A dad dragging a dead woman.
dragging 5 dead women.
Trying to stuff one in a duffel bag.
Told these bitches.
Because Melissa's like, "Hey, can you get this prescription too?" Like, I can, but if I get shot, I'm going to blame you now.
I refuse to go to Walgreens, sweetheart. I don't think you understand.
So I watch him like he kicks open the door and like takes his bag over and goes directly into the Kroger next door, just like yelling the whole way. And about 30 seconds after that, a cop pulls up. So then I go back in the store to get Melissa's prescription that she needs. The pharmacist is talking to the cop, and I'm like, "No, he's next door in the Kroger." And he's like, "Okay," and he runs out and runs over into the Kroger, and I get
It's
my
like an
prescription.
excited dog.
We got action.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Don't no one leave the Kroger. Yeah. So then I get my other prescription and drive the fuck away.
So did you do you know what happened?
I
Did you
have
see
no
anything
idea.
yeah, you didn't check the.
I know they're gonna ban him from that location.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the pharmacist mentioned
Seems
doing
light.
that, or the cop and the pharmacist, the pharmacist is like, "I want to ban him from this." Like, yeah, we'll make sure he legally will not be able to come back in this store.
It'll be on the next episode of Cops.
Yeah.
MacTac, let us know.
Right.
if that
Yeah. I'm
pops
waiting
up.
for that episode of MacTech. So you got the medicine. Everything's cool.
Yep, everything's all right.
Good. I'm glad. What's up, Internet? I'm Dave, your bespectacled host, and there's a mosquito in here that is tearing our shit up. There's one rogue mosquito flying around that's biting at least me. I hope he's biting everybody else, too.
Oh, that's Dracula, homie.
Yeah, it's a baby Dracula. Shit. He must have heard we were talking about the best Castlevania game. I was...
Move over, Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, watch out. I was recently... You're familiar... We're all familiar with the Fall Festival. Right, that's the thing I forgot about. Because that's
I have not.
yeah, really, because of all the girls.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I forgot about them because I don't know. When I was a kid, we had Halloween stuff. You know, I don't mean to do a
Take me to my school at 7:00 so I can walk around in a circle and get a Kroger cake.
right.
please.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't mean to be like the get off my lawn kind of guy, but I mean, I don't remember fall festivals when I was a kid. I totally remember what you're talking about. We all get in costume, go around the circle in the elementary school, and then we all get a Tootsie Roll pop, and we're done.
Yeah, I think I went to 1 or 2 maybe because my dad was not having that shit. He was.
Yeah.
I don't want to get a ticket.
Man, I kind of love your dad right now because I did not want to go to Henry's Fall Festival. He's in preschool, and it's I wanted to go. On one hand, I wanted to go because I knew he was excited for it, and it's okay, this is cool. He's gonna I get to see him have fun, but on the other hand, it's I'm gonna have to deal with a whole bunch of fucking kids that I don't know or want to know, and worse, their parents that I don't want to fucking know. Because I'll tell you why. When you're a graphic designer, you have to lie about your job when you meet strangers because what they'll do is they'll say, "Oh, you're a graphic designer. Well, hey, how would you like to work for free for 3 hours?" We've known each other for 10 seconds. That seems like a fair exchange, right? So
It was the same way when people find out, "Oh, you're a chef? Oh, let me tell you about something I saw on the internet."
on Food Network.
I
Yeah.
fucking hate that
Do you know
shit.
Alton Brown?
How do you think I feel driving a beer van?
Yeah. The first thing I said to you when I walked in was "Is that your beer van?"
Yeah, it'd be like, you want some free samples? Because I ain't got shit.
So I am doing my best to avoid eye contact. I just want to keep my head down low. I don't even, typically when I'm, plus it's everybody is looking adult and shit. And it's I do not feel like I belong there. And it's one of those where it's I'm just going to wait this out, wait till Henry's ready to leave, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here. So they've got this huge, bouncy obstacle course. It's kind of like a bouncy house, but it's an obstacle course. It's if American Gladiators was inflatable. And they've got this
That's how Yo-Yo's Island is.
Oh, really? I haven't been to Yaya's Island yet. I hear
Henry fucking love that shit.
Oh, yeah. I hear it's a nightmare for adults.
It depends on when you go.
Yeah. Although I do hear they've got that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles machine. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, I've thought about going just for that.
Stop what we're doing right now.
You're right. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Podcast over. This game we're talking about sucks. All right, goodbye, everybody. And I was of course, doing my best to like avoid eye contact. And Henry loves this obstacle course. He's like, there's a wall at the end that he refuses to climb. So he's just like going back and forth through all the other obstacles except for the wall, while like other kids are just like trampling him to climb the wall. And so I'm standing there watching him, and all of a sudden, like, I noticed this big guy on the other side of the obstacle course. This thing's probably like, I don't know, maybe like 12 feet wide or something like that.
It was Chris Hansen.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah, he's just waiting. He's like, that's the one. That guy right there. He's like staring at me intently, like to the point where it's like I can't like. He obviously is staring at me. So I look up, and he like when he sees me look up, he gestures with his hand. He like kind of points down with his finger.
Say, look at my dick.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that motion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like that motion. And I'm like, I literally turned around to see if someone was like behind me because I do not recognize this man. There's no one behind me. And I turn back around, and then he's staring at me more intently. And he like gestures down with his finger again, hard this time, you know, like,
Put your eyeliner on and get over here.
Right, yeah, one of those. So it's like I was like, I don't know. I guess I should like. I decide I'm going to move closer to the obstacle course so I can maybe like shout across this thing. What do you want?
Yeah.
And so when I move closer, he like reacts. This man reacts, and he's like starts nodding and like gives me a thumbs up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I keep walking up, and then when I do, I get to the very edge. And I see all the kids playing, and then he like holds his hand up to stop,
He's
like
a
calm
fucking
out.
mom.
Yeah, he's trapped in a box. He was doing a routine, and so he motions for me to stop, and I stop, and then he points at his eyes, and he points down again.
He wanted your dick.
And he totally did. He got it.
Yeah.
So then it dawned on me, this guy wants me to look down. So I look down, and I see this small, chubby child crammed up between the floor of the obstacle course and the wall. He looks like he's crunched up like a bug on a windshield. And he is not crying. He's just silent, terrified. And it's like our eyes meet. And he like looks at me, and he looks at me with that like glimmer of like hope. And like my first instinct was, don't touch this kid. This is not my kid. Don't touch this kid. But I got to fish him out somehow. So this is a tall wall. So like I have to like stand up on tippy toes.
Why can't the guy making the motions say
Come back around? Because it's a long obstacle course.
A restraining order.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, he didn't actually have a kid there. Because he would have to walk for like 15 seconds.
Oh, that lazy fuck.
Yeah. And he probably doesn't want to touch a kid, just like me. Because it's like, I don't want to touch someone else's kid. Fuck it. I ain't getting involved in any of this. So
You look less pedophilic, good sir. Come here.
Right. So I'm on my tippy toes, and the wall is so tall that like I have to, in order to reach down, I have to like put my chest and my belly pretty much like on the wall and like dip down. I don't want to touch him, so I just kind of like reach my hand out, and I'm like, here, kid. And
like one tubby.
Yeah, right, yeah. He like reaches his hand out too, and we hold hands. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pull you out, and
You start rubbing his arm.
yeah. Hey, you want some pudding?
You want to get out?
He's like, you got candy for me?
I yank. This kid is not fucking coming out. Like he doesn't budge. He's that wedged in there. And he looks up at me and he goes, I'm too heavy.
Oh.
And you're like, no shit.
Yes.
Oh.
That's how your fucking little fat ass gets stuck.
I'm like laughing inside, but I'm like, all right, I gotta like pull it together. And then I'm just like, I'm gonna have to like full on like grab this kid under the arms, like, and pull him out. And that's what I did. Like I grab him, I pull him out, he pops out, and then I set him down. He doesn't say thank you or anything. He just fucking climbs that wall. And he's gone. And then like I look at the guy who was motioning to me the whole time, and like he's gone. Like no one gives a shit. And
that
it's
was
like
probably his son, actually. He's like, you sucker.
I was curious
Yeah.
about that. It wasn't his son
Oh.
because I was like, well, why didn't he come get his fucking son out? Like, come on, man. Just be a dad. Get your chubby kid out of the fucking obstacle course.
What is a man?
You're right. Now it turns out it was just some other guy who was just not there. So
I don't have a family.
You're right. Yeah, the kid, like, I pull him out. He's dressed as a pumpkin. Like, yeah, it's like, meanwhile, there's this other kid with like an inflatable, like Pikachu costume, like running around. So, I don't know. Henry was a fire truck, if anybody was curious.
Pretty good.
It's what he wore for Halloween last year. And when we asked him what he wanted to dress up as, he said fire truck. And I said, great. We don't have to buy another costume. Fire truck it is.
That's what's up.
That's it, man. I know. We started with the best story, and we ended with the fall festival story. We did not plan this shit.
That was pretty good. It was good. It's all good.
I also hear that, Sean, you kicked Trick Daddy out of
Yeah.
an establishment.
Yeah, I was waiting for that song to happen. Trick Dad got kicked out of the club. But
I want to hear that story.
so back in the Tyson Lewis fight era, I worked at a nightclub. It's called Denim and Diamonds. All the popular rappers came there. Hell, 3 6 Mafia rapped a song about it. I met 8 Ball MJG. I met many rappers there over my time.
Keeping it 100.
Yeah, man, keep it 100, doing it for my bitches and hoes.
Yeah.
And so I was security, but I was a white kid in an all-black nightclub. So there's about 5 white guys who worked there, and I was like, man, I got to fit in. So I went and got all these tattoos. Like, oh, I'm gonna adapt to this whole area. They actually gave me the name White Boy Sean. All the papers did,
Your title has changed.
Yeah, Sean is just a popular name
Yeah.
in the black community.
Yeah, yeah.
So the only way to distinguish me, I was all White Boy Sean.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So, if like so-and-so need a VIP, they're like, yo, man, holler at White Boy Sean. He's going to let me in. I'm like, whatever. I don't want to get shot, so I'm going to let this guy in,
I mean, it's a good way of describing you if
Yeah.
you're the white guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, it is what it is. So this was early in the night. This is like 6 o'clock in the evening. And nobody goes to the club at 6 o'clock in the well, Trick Daddy does.
Yeah.
And so does his crew. And so there's 2 sides to this club. And it was called Dim and Diamonds. And there's a country side and there's a side called the Mine. And that's where like the ghetto side or hip hop, whatever, that wasn't the countryside pretty much. There's pool tables back there, and we walk by, and there's like 4 of us in the security group, and there's just all this weed broke down on this pool table. And we're like, yo, man, you got to put this up. There's the sheriff's department walking around.
It's 6 in the evening.
Yeah, it's 6 in the evening. Like, there's still sunlight outside, I'm like, I know you like to party early, but shit, you got a limo.
I got a WoW raid later tonight, man. I got to get this shit done now.
Yeah.
How many blunts do you have to smoke before the fight, So we tell these guys, like, you got to put it up. Sheriff's department's walking around, yada, yada, yada. And so, like, 30 minutes pass. Like, we literally go fuck off before we make this other round. And sure enough, this stuff is still out on the table. More weed. They ain't rolled it all up yet. You give me a blunt, I'm going to have it all rolled up by then, And, we tell them guys, like, look, man, we're going to have to kick you out if you do not put this shit up. So about 30 more minutes passed, and same exact scenario. So we tell these guys, like, yo, you got to leave. And by this time, I'm like, oh, shit, this is Trick Daddy, And we kick him out of the club.
How did that go?
Man, it went pretty well.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be fucked up by me, I'm just, this,
Sure.
I'm just like this
They
little
would be fucked
pudgy,
up by White Boy
I'm
Sean.
just a little pudgy white kid with tattoos, and I'm scared out of my mind, really.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, these guys are going to fuck me up. That's security. That's real security.
Right.
And so the newspaper article comes out the next day. I don't even know if it was in the newspaper. It was on the news, on like News Channel 3 or 5, whatever, talking about how Trick Daddy got assaulted by security in the nightclub. And I was like, that is some fake fucking news,
I mean, did you have to like force him out?
I want to say that
I
I actually probably grabbed one dude by the back of the belt.
Yeah.
Just to look like we were doing something.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
For the most part,
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
like, yeah, okay, we're gonna leave.
But I kicked Trick Daddy out of the club.
Yeah.
So like that was like, they're like, I kicked Trick Daddy out of the club. I did it for the kids.
So hard my dick broke.
Yeah. So go fast forward. I'm gonna break my dick because I'm that bad.
I was about to ask, yeah, what's the
that
timeline?
was
here?
2001, and this was 2013.
Okay, I
So,
got
yeah.
you. I got you.
So 12 years later, I'm still breaking shit.
But you hear that, Dave?
Yeah, I do. I hear that. I hear
The dick train.
Yeah, the sound of like
Splort, crack.
Oh no!
Snap, crackle,
I
pop.
I thought the splort was maybe things
splooge.
oozing out of stitches. God, I can't get that out of my fucking mind. Of course, I hear that Dick Train, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads on Wikipedia. This is a tricky one because this game is confusing as fuck. Dracula X for the Super Nintendo is like the history is confusing because all of this is listed under Castlevania Rondo of Blood on Wikipedia because I'll get into that. Okay, so Castlevania Rondo of Blood is a platform adventure video game developed by Konami never heard of them, for the PC Engine's Super CD-ROM system. It was directed by Toru Hagahari, and it is set in the fictional universe of the Castlevania series, where the protagonist, Richter Belmont, goes to save his lover, Annette, who was abducted by Dracula. Now, this is the first appearance of Richter, is it not?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that it is.
Yeah.
I love Richter, by the way. He's
Yeah,
got that anime like style headband.
Yeah.
He's colorful.
He's wearing pants.
Yeah.
He's Whip Ryu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's Whip Ryu. He really is. Yeah, and actually, even in like we were watching some of the cutscenes from the TurboGrafx version, and he does have like these Ryu style animations where he's like essentially a ripoff of Ryo. I don't want to say that, but he is. So it was released in Japan on October 29th, 1993. There was a direct sequel to it. You've probably heard of this one, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which came out in 1997. So this is where it gets weird. This game wasn't released, Rondo of Blood wasn't released in North America for a very long time. Instead, what was released here was a game called Castlevania Dracula X. And it is a kind of remade version of Rondo of Blood. That version is not really was not really received well. There's a separate entry here for it.
It's like the dumbed down version of Rondo.
See, I want to play Rondo, and I want our next episode to be Rondo because it's like
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I was pretty disappointed by this game, so I would like to see what it's really supposed to be like. And I've never played Rondo, and I've heard people like go crazy over Rondo of Blood.
I bounce back and forth between the two, and I will admit Rondo is better.
Yeah,
And you get that because you get CD-based, stuff that's added on. But I know Drex in Twitch chat was talking about how bad he hated this game with a passion.
yeah. A lot of people think
Like,
that
he
this
roasted
game
like
is
there's no
trash.
tomorrow, and I was
Well,
just like,
The thing about it is, like, as far as like a game goes, I don't think it's a bad game.
oh, it's not.
But it's just like, as far as a Castlevania game goes, I mean, this is coming in on the tail. Like, I believe this was in development at the same time as Super Castlevania 4 was and Bloodlines. So, like, when you compare like those games together versus Dracula X, I mean, Dracula X is essentially an NES game on the Super Nintendo.
Exactly.
See, when I was playing through Dracula X, it reminded me of if I took Simon Belmont in Super Castlevania 4 and put him into Bloodlines, because it looks sort of like Bloodlines, but you play more like Simon Belmont. And that pairing is weird. To put it at best, it is weird.
See, I think this game looks like a souped-up Castlevania 3.
Yeah.
Like, that's like my experience with it was, oh man, they are like really not straying far from the Castlevania NES kind of like, I mean, take 2 out of the formula, and it's like they're not straying far from Castlevania 3. They're just stripping it down, unfortunately.
Yeah, and my first exposure to Richter Belmont is in Symphony of the Night. So he's fucking fast and athletic, and he's a blast to play in Symphony of the Night. And then my second exposure was playing in Portrait of Ruin, playing as Richter and Maria, and he's the same way then. So you go to this version where he's fucking slow as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can backflip, he can item crash, but he's fucking slow, and it's weird to me.
He hadn't evolved yet.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Like,
right. That's not even his final form.
I don't hate this game. I think I think it's okay. I just think it feels weird. The music feels like it's weird.
The music's pretty bad.
I can feel where the bass of the music would be good, but it just doesn't come through right.
It's all like all Starsky and Hutch. Like, I feel like they like put in these like even like the first stage is like, what is all this funky
A lot of
ass
it's
music?
remastered work from other ones, but like it feels like this music should be in like a Street Fighter game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it feels.
It sounds like a
yeah.
Genesis
Yeah.
on a Super Nintendo, which already sounds. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. Just it
Should be a
feels
side-scroller
too
beat 'em up.
cross-platformy. Like I don't. Yeah, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
It does. You're right. It does totally sound like Streets of Rage
Yeah.
tracks and stuff like that. Which, I mean, I like that music, but it didn't seem like it fit in this game because it is very like poppy. It's not like symphonic at all, and that's a real shame because on the PC Engine, this had like an orchestrated soundtrack, from what I understand, similar a la Symphony of the Night.
Well, Konami locks like all their composers down in like a basement. They're like,
Right.
here's a game, make it now. Don't make it sound the same.
The other thing is, like with Richter, I'm glad that you mentioned the backflip because that's a new mechanic in this game.
But it's hard as fuck to do.
I never fucking used it except accident once.
Accident. You're like,
and I died.
what was that? Oh, it's a backflip. How do I do that? Oh, double. No, that doesn't happen.
I watched a speed run, and that's just like normal movement is just backflip across the whole
Is
stage.
that right? That doesn't surprise me because it's like that's when you always see that kind of stuff where it's like, they took the thing that a casual player will like never fucking use, and they're like, well, actually, this is like super fast, so we're gonna exploit this.
Yeah, because the backflip's 3 times as fast than he walks.
Oh yeah, because he walks like as fast as like Simon does in like Castlevania 1.
And it feels weird. Yeah, it just shouldn't be. Especially like as smooth as Bloodlines plays, and you've got this that just, and even in Castlevania 4, like it was big and epic. So the speed of Simon Belmont felt like it made more sense. In this game, it just didn't. It was just weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's especially weird like playing this game so closely to Bloodlines because Bloodlines I thought was a great Castlevania game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like playing Dracula X made me like realize, I mean, this is like, it saddens me to say because I was a Super Nintendo kid, but it's like I think the Genesis had the best Castlevania game of that console generation.
This did have one cool part though, the item crash. I will give it that.
Awesome.
Like
The item crash is cool.
the first time you hit it, you're like, "What the fuck happened?"
Right.
Like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, explain the item crash.
Man, item crash is it's a cheesy cop out.
Oh,
like
yeah.
to clear a screen.
Oh, yeah, it's
or
like-
if you're gonna fight a boss, you save up them hearts and use an item crash. And you're like,
Mash
all right,
it
it's
4
over with.
times,
Yeah,
yes.
all right, it's over with. You
Yeah.
know, just don't use it on Dracula's first form.
God damn, man.
I sat through that with you, and I was just like, oh, I
God,
hate.
let me tell you about this game.
Yeah.
And that boss fight, because we'll get back to item
Oh, yeah.
crash for sure. But this game, when I started playing it, I was like, man, this game is fucking easy. This game is easy.
Ugh.
I got to Dracula in 2 hours, 45 minutes. And then I spent 3 hours fighting Dracula. 3 fucking hours fighting Dracula. And I didn't beat him. I did not beat
give
him.
up. I gave up on your stream. I was like, I'm out.
Everyone did, and including me. 2 o'clock rolled around, and it's like, fuck this shit. I have to go to work.
Yeah, I think I crashed out at like midnight or so, and I was like, I'm done.
I could not believe, because when I reviewed that video, there'll be a link to that in the show notes. If you want to see me struggle for a straight 3 hours fighting Dracula, dude, that fight is so fucking bad. It's the worst fucking boss fight. Because the way
What was your sub weapon? Did you?
I switched. I went with the axe at first because the axe you can arc and you can hit Dracula when he's on a column. Let me set it up. If you haven't played it, the way it works is you go in to fight Dracula and there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns set up at different heights. Beneath these columns, bottomless pits. You fucking fall off a column, you're done. You lose your life. It's like a regular column or it's a regular pit in any Castlevania game, pretty much. And Dracula which I will give the game credit here. I thought Dracula, like the way he teleports, looked really cool because he does that like gaseous form thing where it like starts bubbling from the bottom and then he reappears. That's really neat. But then like Dracula will appear on one column and you have to hit Dracula just at his neck. He's wearing a pendant. You have to hit like the pendant area while his cape is open. We're all familiar with this from like other Castlevania games. But the big difference is at any time he could fall off a column. He could hit you with a fireball or an orb or meteor and knock you off. And it's like, then it's all over. That in itself still wouldn't be so bad. But the problem is every time you hit him, you take off like
164.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you have to hit him so many fucking times. And on one hand, it's like, I honestly did get to the point where I was thinking, are they trying to be deep here? Like, is this a fight where it's like Dracula's so old that he's just gonna wear your ass down? Like,
Well, I guess that whole time that he was fucking dead before all those fucking townspeople were like, let's revive this motherfucker, you know? That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, you know? I know you're possessed, but like, I don't care about how possessed you are. I'm not reviving Dracula.
No,
you know,
fuck
it's
that.
not gonna happen,
No,
you know?
fuck that
That's
shit.
why he kidnaps, fucking half the Belmont family.
Yeah. Yeah, he kidnaps Annette and is it Maria?
Yeah.
Maria, and 2 other maidens.
That's in Rondo, though.
That's in Rondo.
Oh.
He only
And
kidnaps
Dracula X, he's got 2.
Oh, just 2?
Annette, who is Richter's girlfriend, and Maria, who I believe is her sister.
Yeah, it's a side bitch.
So I couldn't even do my
8-year-old.
research properly.
It's tough. No, seriously, it is tough. Like for me, like because you're a bigger Castlevania guy than I am, Tyler. So it was tough for me to like sift through like what is Rondo of Blood versus Dracula
Well, it
X
fucks up
gonna
the
do?
timeline that you're fond about.
God, man, yeah, fuck timelines.
Yeah.
But at least with Castlevania, like they set it up in the beginning where it's like every 100 years, Dracula comes back. So like they kind of have a timeline built into it, which I know we've talked about. They regretted doing.
Yep.
But anyway, believe it or not, Dracula has a second form once you get him.
Oh,
He
yeah.
turns into gigantic Lucifer.
With Speedos.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and then you pretty much do have to like whip his balls.
You probably could have item crashed the whole fucking thing and won the battle out that way.
with the big
Yeah.
that's what I did because I didn't stream it, but the
Okay.
next day I was like, fuck this, I've got
Yeah.
this, and I didn't. I spent my lunch break like trying to beat Dracula.
Yeah.
Still didn't fucking happen.
Man.
7 a.m. this morning.
Yes.
I beat Dracula, and I took a photograph of it because I was like, I didn't stream this. No one's going to believe it, so here it is. But I do want to have a revenge stream. I want to go through. I want to try to beat this game on stream
All right.
again. It's going to be tough because it's like still, even when I beat him, I was like, I got fucking lucky. Because what I did was didn't use a single goddamn like sub item during his first
Did
form.
you save state it?
I did save state it, yes, because I was like, it was one of those, and I don't count it as a victory.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those things where it's like, I got to fucking practice this. And it's like the only way I'm going to beat him is if I practice it. And I could either, when you die fighting Dracula, you got to go to the beginning of that level, get all the way through that level, and then fight Dracula's first form and for a chance to beat the second form. So it's like, I am not doing that.
Yeah,
I don't love this game enough to fucking do that because it's not enjoyable. So I do want to do it legit, but I figured I was just going to, I had to practice it. And I was like, will this work? Will this work if I save all of my fucking hearts for item crashes when he changes form? And it helped, but honestly, I tried that immediately. And what I realized was using the cross-orang was really nice because that thing, you can throw a whole bunch of them at the same time, and it'll, destroy the flames that he's raining down on you.
Spams the fuck out of that screen with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. How did you guys fare with the game?
It's a short game. I mean, it's only 7 levels, so I mean that is. But it's got that Castlevania that's like, fuck you, we're gonna make it hard.
Yeah.
And they make you learn every fucking stage.
Yeah.
But what sucks about the whole Dracula part is once you die, you do have to start that stage over. Where in other games, you're right back to
You're
the
back
boss.
to right.
Dracula. So I'm like, I don't like how they changed that up because they made it just a little bit harder.
Yeah, and it's like that stage is short, but it's fucking brutal because it's like you gotta climb stairs and then ride elevators up, and while you're riding these platforms up, you have spear guards who are
fuck those dudes, man.
Those spear guards are fucking rough.
It's just like wild Medusa
I'll
heads.
flip my
are coming
spear,
out.
you go halfway across the screen.
Yeah, they're
Right.
like, you want to see a hitbox? I got a fucking hitbox.
Right.
You ain't got shit.
The fucking knockback.
You ever played Fallout?
Ridiculous.
Physics!
And then on top of that is once you get all the way up that shaft and you move to the left, you have to ride this tiny platform across while Medusa heads are coming at you. And if they knock you off that platform, you have to go back and do that shaft again.
You got to go up there and beat your meat.
Right, yeah, exactly. That is one thing that this game,
Yeah.
it surprised me, is you can go back to a previous screen that had wall meat, although in this game it's all sconce meat. You can go back and get it again. So you can just kind of farm your health. You can regenerate your health that way, which is really nice. It helped me through stage 6, where you have those big, huge, armored guys with the gigantic claymores and shit. Yeah.
I only got 4 or 5 stages in because I could not put down Cosmic Star Heroin because we were mentioning doing that in a coming episode. So it's going to take a while. I want to play this. I was like, I need to put this in and play some more
I didn't
Dracula
play it at
X.
all.
And it's like, okay, let me play it a little bit more. Okay, let me play it a little bit. Okay, I got to go to sleep. Shit, go to work. Okay, but when I get home, I'm going to play some Dracula X.
When I get home, I'm definitely not going to play this other game.
So, I mean, yeah, like I said, I didn't hate it. It wasn't wonderful. I do want to play more. I do want to beat it because I want to beat all the Castlevania games. So I'm definitely going to go back. We're doing Rondo of Blood next week. I want to go back and I'll beat Dracula X and I'll play Rondo of Blood. I'll put down as much as I can Cosmic Star Heroin, as much as I really enjoy that heroin. But
Maybe that's why they called it that. So the item crash. I want to go back to that because that is a unique mechanic in this game. Yeah.
yeah, because you can do it in Symphony of the Night. But yeah, I think it was a new addition to Castlevanias.
The way it works is you have your regular sub items, like you do in pretty much every Castlevania game that I've played, and you can use those by pressing up and attack, just like you did in the NES Castlevania games. But if you press Y or X, I can't remember which one it is, you can expend 15 hearts, and you do this like crazy stage clearing thing. Typically, there were some changes to some of the sub weapons in this game that I really didn't like, because it felt so much to me like an NES Castlevania. I wanted the fucking sub items to work like they do in NES Castlevania games. So it's like the one that bothered me the most was the stopwatch. When you use the stopwatch, it doesn't stop everything; it just slows them down. And then when you use an item crash, it creates this like ring around you, like a force field, essentially. That it's a shield that soaks up damage. I can't remember how it works in Symphony of the Night. Is that how it works in Symphony of the Night?
'Cause I don't think I ever. See, I didn't play through and beat it as Richter, so I only remember getting like the cross and the holy water for the rain. I have no memory of doing it with the stopwatch.
See, most of what I remember of Symphony of the Night is playing as Richter, because it's like that was so.
Yeah, you beat that shit. Awesome. I was very impressed when you did that.
It was awesome because it's like, yeah, this now. Look, I like Alucard a lot. I think it's great. It's cool that you can pick up different weapons and stuff. But fucking Castlevania, you need a whip. Like, it's not a fucking Castlevania game to me unless you are wielding a whip.
And you got to whip it good.
You got to whip it good. Yeah.
The one thing about the difference is this between Rondo, though, is you can switch players once you get, is it Maria?
Maria, the girl.
Like, in Dracula X, you are just Richter, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
and Maria's a badass.
Maria is like supposed to be, great
She like
to play
throws
as.
birds, it's like throws doves, and like tears shit up. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a fan of Prince.
Yeah. Or John Woo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I want to play Rondo because I want to see the differences, and I want to see how Maria plays. And Sean, you were saying that it's not a very long game.
It's not. I don't think it's as hard
Yeah.
as Dracula X to me. But one thing we haven't mentioned yet is there's 3 different endings to Dracula X. Did you know that?
Right.
Which all it is just an ending screen. That's all it is. Like, you see the same end screen for everybody, unless you depends on who you find. You can either get the good, better, or best ending, which they're all the fucking same.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're all the same still image.
Because is it no maidens, one
no,
maiden, 2 maidens?
Pretty much. The last still image when the credits changes, but like still the end scene once you kill Dracula is all the same.
It's all the same.
Yeah. So there's nothing really spectacular. So if you beat this game in 30 fucking minutes or 2 hours, 5 hours, all you're going to do is get a different scrolling, backsplash, and it's not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
Just beat the game. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those. I'm glad you brought up that, because it's like you do have to say you get different endings depending on who you save, and it's like you can go through the game and not rescue Maria. Like I didn't, because that is one cool thing about this game is like there are diverging paths. So, and you don't, unless you know they're there, I guess you really can't.
You have to play it through experimentation.
Exactly.
You can. I know, at least in Rondo, you can go back to other levels and play through and get the branching paths.
Can I do that in Dracula X? So that also kind of sucks, because what happened is, I think in like stage 2 or maybe 3, I fell down a pit. I got hit, and Castlevania style knockback, it like threw my ass down a pit, and I was like, well, I'm dead. No, it came up where it's like stage 4 asterisk or 4 foot mark. It's really weird. So it's like alternate stage 4. In order to save Maria, I would have had to have gotten through the level normally, found a key as a sub item.
Because I wondered, like, and then you do your item crush with the key, and he just like floats up and just screams.
No, there's a question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't.
What is
do
the
it.
key? You said to have the key to get Maria. That's all that item's
To
for.
unlock the gate and where she's at.
Gotcha.
In
But
the
you got to keep it. You got
Yes,
to keep it to
right.
go get the other girl.
Because she's in the next stage. Because Maria.
Under fucking water, though.
Right.
I saw that, because it's just like, how did she not drown? Because like you have to break this fountain to drain the water, and she's just down there.
Yeah.
It's like, if this is full of water, how you fucking alive?
And this is one of those things where honestly, I do think this is a cool thing this game does, because we had different experiences. Because I didn't know, like, I knew this stuff, but it's like I didn't experience it through my gameplay. And it's like we all played the same game, but I mean, we did have a different kind of path. And I think that's cool. I mean, Castlevania 3 did it, so it's not like that's like groundbreaking or anything, but it's still neat. I do think that it's a shame that this game feels so much like an NES Castlevania, but it is worse than Castlevania 3.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed Castlevania 3 much more than this.
Although I think Castlevania 3 is so much harder than this game.
Oh, well, yeah.
Castlevania 3 is a fucking hard-ass game.
And I scored a Castlevania 3 completing the box last week on some random Facebook pickup.
That's nice.
It said $25 for some stuff. And so me and Chris Vaughn are like talking back and forth on Messenger.
Big Dick Pie Baker?
Yeah, Big Dick Pie Baker, man. And so I'm like, I'm messaging this lady and she's reading my messages and not saying shit. So I'm like, $60. She doesn't say shit. I'm like, $100 right now, quit the bullshit. And she finally messaged me because there were some fucking like Facebook hounds that were trying to get this lot.
Oh, I bet.
And sure enough, I didn't know that Castlevania 3 was in this lot. Well, there's also some really good gems in there, like Demon's Crest was completing the box.
Nice.
And so like,
Wow.
this $100 that I spent had anywhere from like a $900 to $1,200
yeah, no
fucking
shit. I mean,
value.
once you're talking about completing box,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
yeah.
during that one, I was the big dick.
Yeah. Yeah, man, good find.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I never find any stuff like that. And it's like, even when I do, I'm kind of like, oh, God, I kind of want this. But at the same time, I'm so fucking cheap, man. Like, I'm so fucking cheap where it's like, I don't know that I can do it. So I never do it.
It went into my moving fund.
Yeah, I got you. That's good. That's good.
You got anything else to say about this game? Well, I guess we go through the bosses.
Yeah, let's talk about the bosses. I talk about Dracula for like 15
Trash,
fucking
trash,
minutes.
trash, trash, trash. Dracula.
Yeah. I mean, really, because it's like you can kill all the bosses I ran up against. Use item crash like 4 or 5
Yeah, I had
times.
trouble until I just kept using Atom Crash. You're right. Like, there's like the big black dog. It was like the first boss,
Cerberus.
Cerberus.
Yeah.
I didn't notice multiple heads. I just saw him jumping around.
I thought he had 2 heads at first because I was like, what is this, like a knockout Kmart Cerberus or something? And then, yeah, there's a 3rd head hidden in there.
Cerberus.
Yeah, yeah.
Then there's, of course, the giant bat boss who becomes multiple bats.
Yeah.
Giant bat. Let's see, there's the headless knight.
Dullahan.
Was a joke.
See, I didn't get to fight him because I fell off that. I've got to alternate stage. I didn't make it to
Yeah,
him.
alternate stage, you don't even get a boss once. If
Right.
you do the keys and pick up both your bitches,
Yeah.
there's no boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And there's like the dragon segment boss who looks just like a sub boss in Mega Man X.
How does he work? Does he work like the dragon skeletons that like guard doors and stuff like that?
He just just a giant free floating dragon made of just like different segments that just floats across the screen. You hit him till he dies. He makes one big undead like rise up and then falls apart and you win.
That's the other thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. Is like most of the bosses in this game have this like limit break where it's like once you get the killing blow, they have like one last attempt to fuck you up, and they like usually explode or like some kind of bullshit to like just dig a knife in you at the very last moment. I hear you can't die from those, but I don't know if that's true or not.
I didn't test it.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking test
I don't want to
it.
restart this fucking level.
Exactly.
Fuck
Fuck it.
that. Item crash.
Yeah.
And then you have one of the more strange fights with death that I've ever seen.
See, I skipped death because, and I think that is bullshit because it's like I got the Dracula and I was
No
like,
wonder you finish it so easily, so quickly.
I got the Dracula and it's like death isn't in this game. Is this even a Castlevania game? What the fuck? But yeah, if you go through like the alternate pathway, you fight something else instead of death. So
Yeah, because death, the first form just kind of floats around. If you have an axe, he's nothing. And then once you beat his floating form, he turns into like ninja death. Because he lands and he's like flipping his scythe all around and puts it on his back like he's just fucking gets there I monk. Like,
flipping out, cutting people's heads off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am? Death. I'm death, motherfucker.
And then you beat him, and then it's Dracula, and then the version of Dracula who looks like he's from a Panic at the Disco video. So,
See, I think that instead of death, I fought a necromancer who I believe, I'm not 100% positive, I think is Shaft.
oh, okay.
From Symphony of the Night, because like I mean I'm not real good on my Castlevania lore, but that's immediately what I thought. I was like, well, is this Shaft? Because he's like
sense.
he's in a graveyard, he's raising skeletons, and at one point he's actually pretty easy once you figure him out, but like he has his last form kind of sucks because he like rips tombstones out of the earth and like swirls around. They swirl around him like a shield, and then he eventually throws them at you. And I had a little bit of trouble with him. I think it's because maybe I couldn't item crash because that was like my go-to always for the most part. And then there's a werewolf. I don't know if you fought the werewolf.
No.
There's a werewolf who is straight up like out of a Street Fighter game or something. Because like he's super fast and like he does throw fireballs and he's got like M. Bison's like diagonal down like attack and shit. And it's like he climbs walls and he is fucking nonsense. And then I can't remember who it was in Twitch chat, but they were like, item crash. And I was like, yeah. And like I hit it like 4 times and he was dead. It's like, thank God. Because like otherwise he was pushing my shit in the entire time. So yeah. I didn't fight death. So I didn't feel like I actually played a Castlevania game.
Experience, yeah. Well, it's subpar Castlevania. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think it's subpar Castlevania. Like, it really... Bloodlines, I think, is the best Castlevania game that came out of the 16-bit generation.
That's fair.
I know you prefer Super Castlevania 4.
I like Castlevania 4.
And I get that. Because, like, Super Castlevania 4 feels kind of like NES-style Castlevania, but I just... And I know, like, being able to whip...
It's probably
in,
just
like,
because that
8
was my childhood Castlevania.
Yeah. No, dude, people love Super Castlevania 4. Like, I mean, that's one... I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about that game. Bloodlines, I think, was just a real surprise. Because I kind of thought Bloodlines was going to be garbage, honestly.
Well, the thing is, like, Dracula X is forgotten because it came out towards that end of the Super Nintendo's lifetime. So, like, nobody even knew about it. Because by that time, everybody's like, oh, PlayStation, yeah, let's go for that, you know?
Yeah.
What's a fucking Super Nintendo anymore?
Yeah.
You know, unless you're hardcore.
Right.
And paying attention. But it would have... That's why it's a forgotten gem.
I didn't
Nintendo
know.
64? Yeah, let's play Castlevania 64? Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
3D Castlevania. Count me
Horrible
in.
controls and camera. No. Never.
So would you consider Dracula X a gem?
No.
Yeah, okay. I just
It's
bring
just like
it
a
up.
shitty one.
No, I mean, it's colorful. I mean, it's got poppy music.
Yeah.
I mean, that keeps you drawn into it, but it's not a gem by no means. I don't think it has any replayability to me. Like, once it's done with, just throw it in the pile.
Done. Yeah, I don't really want to revisit it. I'm actually kind of dreading the revenge stream a little bit because I don't know. Like, I know now that I can beat Dracula and I've got a strategy for it, but it's like, I don't know how long it's going to take me.
Yeah, because they make you learn this game.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just load up a tool-assisted run,
Yeah.
and then just like sit there, just make faces like you're playing really hard.
Right, yeah,
Be
totally. I'm trying to think if I'm sure there are big things that we're forgetting. I think the visuals in this game actually look pretty good, honestly. I mean, it does look like a souped-up NES game, which appeals to me because that was kind of like my thing as a kid, you know, because I'm a little bit older than you are, Tyler. So it's like, it's nice to see that. And there's some cool effects. Like the first level is essentially the Transylvania burning down.
And it's bright.
Yeah.
It's bright for a Castlevania.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like, there's some cool effects because it's like in that first level, while the village is burning, like there's this cool like heat effect that's going on, which is
wait
really
till you
nice.
play Rondo. It's a little bit better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really want to play Rondo. That's good timing too, honestly. I know you mentioned it earlier, Sean, but that re-release that's coming out like this Friday of Rondo and Symphony of the Night.
Oh, all right.
What's that? I can't remember the title of it.
It's Requiem.
Rondo of the Night.
Yeah, Rondo of the Night.
you go.
Requiem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any achievements for this?
I know you do. I know you got at least one.
I don't, because whatever the one I turned in was like the only one. Because I played copy and paste all fucking night long with jokes.
Well, I got it right here. I believe that one is yours right there. The one that I struck through, but don't think that I struck through it.
Oh, Richter scale.
There we go. Yeah. Because I was like, when I was picking the achievements for the show, I was like, well, he's going to be here, so I'm not going to read his achievement.
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing today. Like, I was struggling so fucking hard to get out of work, and I was like, it's a 50-50 chance. And I was going to just be like, I don't feel well. My tummy hurts, and just hit the road. But yeah, my only achievement, my one and only, is Richter scale. And that's Richter kicked Dracula's butt so hard, it caused an earthquake. And that's how we got the Richter scale.
And honestly, that's probably like one of my favorite things. I'm a Richter fan, as I said earlier, but I like his name.
Yeah.
I do. I like his name. I named a druid after him, and like
Hey, so
the Ramones
did
Eberron
Josh
game.
Nance named his cat Richter. So.
Right. Yeah, totally. Tyler, do you have any achievements?
I've got one
Okay.
called Colossus Ain't Got Shit.
Oh, yes.
And
Item
you,
crash.
Yeah, item
you do that
crash.
by performing 100 item crashes.
Because he totally does he totally does the Colossus yell when he does the item crash. And he like goes Super Saiyan when he does it too. Because he's like,
He floats up.
Yeah, it is that pose.
The
with his-
energy floats around him. Yeah.
with his fists. And yeah.
That's not his final form.
No, not even. I've got a couple achievements from Twitch chat. Here are my 3 favorites. From Time Lord Josh Edwards, what do we say to death? Not today. In order to unlock, what do we say to death? Not today. Skip the death fight. Just skip it. And
That's pretty good.
I unlocked that one. Next achievement I got comes from Sandwich Pope Phil. 1-800-DOCTORB. And in order to unlock 1-800-DOCTORB, you need to die 800 times via orb while facing Dracula. Because, man, Dracula I kept calling them orbs. Apparently, they're meteors that he throws at you. But like at first, I thought they were like spheres of annihilation.
I thought they were the OBS icons.
Yeah, I know they
Yeah.
do. They do look like the OBS studio icon, totally. And I unlocked that. I probably unlocked that. I probably died 800 times.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, I probably died 800
You probably hit
times.
that achievement not once, but twice.
But twice, yeah, wrapped around. And last achievement I've got is coming from I failed. I didn't write the name down, but I think it's Bubba Drewski. Sorry if it's not Bubba Drewski. Where's the beef? In order to unlock Where's the Beef, you need to beat the game without getting any wall meat, which is technically possible because all the meat comes from sconces. All you can eat is sconce meat. There are 1-ups in the wall, which
You
is
could also
interesting.
alternatively call that virgin hole.
Virgin hole?
You never take any meat.
All right, sorry, Bubba Drewski. Tyler beat you.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about Dracula X. Do you think it belongs on the NES Classic?
Nope.
Nope. It's a one-hitter quitter.
All right, so we're all in agreement here. It's not a great game. It's not a great Castlevania game. I think, honestly, like, if this wasn't a Castlevania game, it's like, if I didn't know anything about Castlevania and I played it, I'd probably have a higher opinion of it than I do.
It's like the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people dog on it all the time.
Yeah, they're gonna dog on probably one of us for saying we're so bad. And, it's gonna be like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna suck this one's dick so hard. It's not happening.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I had a lot of fun talking about Dracula X. It does not feel like we talked about it long at all.
Well, there's not a lot to talk about, to be perfectly honest. For a Castlevania game, this is probably the most abbreviated one we can do.
Yeah, although Bloodlines had 7 stages as well. I think the reason it's so...
But you could play through it with two different characters, have two
That's-
very different
yeah,
experiences.
that's true. I guess the big thing is, like, I'm sitting here, like, trying to think of stages and stuff to talk about, and it's like... The big one
Like
I can
a
only...
cathedral, a clock tower,
Yeah.
a cave, Atlantis, Burning City,
And that's pretty much
standard graveyard.
it. Yeah.
I feel like I should have made an Office Space, achievement because it's seven bosses.
It's not too late. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You got to work in TPS report
Yeah.
or something. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be and why?
I would give this game Rooster Cogburn's beard from the Coen Brothers remake of True Grit.
I've seen that, but refresh me. Who is Rooster?
Who is it, the actor or the character?
No, like who is the character? And who is the actor? You choose.
Was it Jeff Daniels? But he's an old drunken cowboy.
Okay, so it's him.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Not Matt Damon.
Right. I just didn't know their names. Yeah. It's like I know the actors' names, but not the character names. So
So that, because it is a remake of the original, which I feel like as we said, this feels like a remade NES game. So it's, some people like it, some people don't. It's just very different from the original.
most don't like it.
Most don't.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would it be?
I would give it the dorky spectacles of Rick Moranis in the 86 version of Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, that's a good ass movie right there. Some Audrey 2 action.
But
Hell
also
yes.
also a remake of like a version originally in the 60s.
I have never seen that. I know it exists, but I've never seen it.
I didn't know it existed till I
Really?
was doing some research for like remake glasses, blah, blah, all the
used to
standard shit I go
love
through.
that.
Yeah,
I used to
the
love that
60s
movie.
one?
No, the Rick Moranis.
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
I mean, when you're a kid, like any Rick Moranis movie
Fuck
came on,
yeah.
you're like, fuck yeah, I'm watching
Yeah,
it.
Honey, I Shrunk the
Yeah.
Kids.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck,
Ghostbusters.
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah.
So going from, to Little Shop of Horrors is a big gear change if
Yeah.
you're a Rick Moranis fan. Because some of that movie, like that scared the shit out of me as
Oh,
a
yeah.
kid.
Did
And
it?
so, like,
Feed me, Seymour.
I loved it.
Yeah.
man. It was like, it was scary
I
enough.
mean, I liked it, but it scared me. Like
Yeah.
I remember like being freaked out by a lot of different moments in it.
I was freaked out because it's like musical style. I'm like, what is this?
Well, what's crazy is like it didn't even dawn on me that movie was a musical
Oh,
until
yeah.
I was an adult because it was like, oh yeah, they sing in that movie. All I was just fixated on that fucking plant. I remember as a kid asking my mom if I could get one of those plants, and she was like, "Those aren't real." And I was like, "What do you mean they're not real?"
A
She's like,
blood-eating alien
yeah,
plant?
right. She's like, "It's from space."
I used to
Well,
see
haven't we been to space?
I'd see the little Venus flytraps in the supermarket, and I'd be like, yeah, I know what this turns into. I'm good.
Yeah.
Should just put a drop of blood in its mouth. Come on.
I had one of those.
I'd feed it flies, like, eat it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what you're supposed to do. That's your name.
Mine always died because I had 2 Venus flytraps because I was like, because of Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
yeah, I totally want one of these. And they always died because they didn't have anything to eat. And
Could have
it's
fought
like,
each other to the death. That's probably what happened.
what's
They
that?
probably fought each other to death.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You're gonna pictures of them just chomping each other's heads. You're like, oh, not again.
Man, I wish.
My babies.
That's like the slowest version of cockfighting ever. Venus flytrap fighting. You have to like set up a camera and like record in 60 frames per second and then like speed it up. It's like, all right, okay, this is exciting.
This is not stop motion.
Tyler, and I guess Sean.
Yes.
I've got a question for you. How much do you think this game is on price charting?
Since I know this is towards the end of the whole Super Nintendo era, I know it's up in the score. It's not like Aero Fighters, price wise, but I'm gonna say it's around the $200 cusp. I'm gonna go for $185.
Okay,
Yeah.
185 from Sean. Tyler, what do you think? Now this is loose. I should have said
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Loose. I'll cut that down and say $95.
Actual retail value of Castlevania Dracula X loose for the Super Nintendo on price charting at the time of this recording is on average $172.52. You were really
really
close.
close.
I'm a shark when it comes to like collecting and buying, selling, trading games. I only keep in the box games. So if I have loose carts, I'm gonna sell them.
You turn them. Yeah.
So I had a general idea of what it was close to.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, you were like $7.48.
I still would have got a trip. I went over.
But see, what I did with their strategy, when you were like really close, I was like, okay, remember that's loose, just to try to get Tyler to go low.
It worked.
Yes. I don't want him to get that prize.
I've seen this game before.
You want to take a guess on how much it is complete?
I'm gonna go for a whole $1,000.
$1,000?
$1,000.
$1.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, technically you win. Because complete, it's $375. Sean, you're really close. The new price.
Oh yeah, probably so. Yeah.
New is $11.95. $1,100.
$11?
Yeah, right. It's weird. It's so cheap.
How does this work?
Yeah, everyone should buy it. Yeah, $1,195 and 39 cents.
Ooh,
Shit.
you gotta put in that 39
That's where they get you.
Yeah. Taxes.
Because I don't think I've ever even seen this game in the wild,
Nope.
like
No.
anything.
No, honestly, I didn't know it existed. Like until we started doing the show and started playing Super Nintendo games at the very beginning, I didn't know this game existed. I didn't know Dracula X was like a thing. I would have been like, is that a movie? Is that like Dracula in space or something?
So like Jason X, like
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No, because I feel like I'd heard of it, but I didn't know what it was for or anything like that. So
And it is confusing. I know I've said that before, but like for me, like, because a lot of this is like academia to me, because I'm learning a bunch of stuff when we do this show. I'm not an expert. And like part of it is like sifting through this shit where it's like, okay, I've heard of Rondo of Blood, and I've heard of Rondo of Blood like way before Dracula X. And then like when I realize, oh, okay, they kind of have a weird relationship here. So it's kind of nice.
yeah,
I get some more questions.
fuck yeah,
We do have a quiz.
Hell yes,
We do have a quiz from Quizmaster, Bovine Bear.
perfect.
Not to be confused with Bumpkin Bear or Blumpkin Bear. Matt Cowan.
Yeah, because he could have totally thrown in on the Scooby-Doo quizzes that I was trying to get down.
Yeah, I know. In Twitch chat,
Yeah.
man, you were like laying down.
Yeah.
Are you a Scooby-Doo fan?
No, I just, for some odd reason,
Because you do a bunch of...
some odd reason, like the whole Wikipedia for Scooby-Doo popped up. And I'm like, Scoobert's his fucking name? Out of my whole life, I never knew
Scoobert Steve.
Scoobert was Scooby-Doo's real name.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah. Do you know he's a triplet?
I didn't know that. You were blowing my mind. You're
It
just
blew
like,
my mind. Like, I picked this shit up and I'm like,
Scoob Master Sean Berry. All right.
you were telling me about like Scrappy is
like his
Ruby's
sister. Yeah, Ruby's like
son.
son. Yeah, I mean, it's a fucked
and
up.
Ruby is Scooby's cousin.
You talk about, they got a timeline.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do for
I'll
the
send
next
it to you so you
commercial.
can put it in the show notes.
Yeah, please. Please. I think I might be able to find
Yeah.
that. Track that one down. Would you like to take a quiz?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know anything about this one. It's titled X Gonna Give It to You. X Gonna Give It to You quiz. So I'm hoping they're all DMX questions. They're probably not. They're probably just okay. Let's see. The description of this quiz is form description. First question: Roman numeral 30. That'd be triple X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We got some Vin Diesel shit going on.
Yes. No, they're all capital X's. Next question: Wolverine, Deadpool, and Sabretooth. It's Weapon X.
Yeah.
It's Weapon X.
Yep.
Weapon X. Got it. Next.
Should Omega Red be on that?
What's that?
Should Omega Red be on that as well?
Omega Red is like the Soviet version of Weapon X, right? Because it's
okay.
like, I don't know if it's official Weapon X. And I think technically Deadpool is like Department K or something like that. So, because,
Well, I'm doing this fucking quiz. Shut it down.
Yeah.
but I mean, he's based on his healing factor is based on Weapon X. So we got it. And Omega Red is too. So we would count that too. The next one is Beyond Neptune. And I have no fucking clue what that's all about.
Planet X.
Planet X? That's probably it.
Maybe.
Planet
Okay,
X?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, let's do it. Lock it in. Planet X.
All right.
Good job. Next is King Arthur.
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Not Excalibur.
Well,
Excalibur.
it's like Nightcrawlers. Is that Excalibur just with an X or is it with an EX?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember if it's just an X or E, gigantic X. I never noticed the E because the X is so big. They're like, this is an X-Men comic, we promise. I know it has European shit on it, but read it, please. Excalibur is the correct answer. Next question is an abbreviation meaning to check if your fly is down.
XYZ.
XYZ. Examine your zipper. Yep, that's right. We got a ringer this time, so I think we're gonna ace this one.
Okay, let's hope for it.
As taken from Urban Dictionary, recently coined rhyming slang for piles, hemorrhoids.
Oh, man.
Okay, I said we were gonna ace this. I hadn't read this question
He
yet.
fucked us on that one.
Whenever I hear Urban Dictionary come up, it's like, nope, no.
There's no telling.
Say that one more time.
Okay, so as taken from Urban Dictionary, it's a recently coined rhyming slang for piles, hemorrhoids. What are piles? Can someone like?
Pile of shit? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what comes to my mind is like Jurassic Park when they're looking at the Triceratops turds. Piles? Is that like a disease or something? Or is it another term for hemorrhoids?
It could be.
Like, dog, I got piles of hemorrhoids in my butt. Do you know that's why DMX was barking?
Yeah, X is going to give it to you.
I don't know. Any guesses? It has to do with X. What's hemorrhoid related that has X in it?
Preparation
X.
It's the extreme preparation.
Yeah,
It shrinks your butthole inside out.
it causes a prolapse. All right, so the way this medicine works is you take it, you rub it on your butt, you have a prolapse, and you just scrape everything off of it with a razor.
You don't even have a butthole anymore. It seals that shit XYZ style.
It's like shucking corn.
So potent, it heals the hole up.
Human centipede X there.
XXX. I don't fucking know. I have
does
no clue whatsoever.
Rhyming slang help with anybody? I mean,
We just X that question the fuck out.
Your next Vex Hex.
X-Files. The answer is X-Files.
I don't even understand
Yeah,
that.
me neither.
Yeah, I'm not hip with that one.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary sometimes is just like
I'm going in and finding that and editing that one the fuck out.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. Show note.
Preparation X.
Is that because it's a mystery? Like your hemorrhoids are gone, and they're like, oh, were these hemorrhoids even here to begin with? And then you got to talk to the smoking man.
I don't know.
Next question, we got this one for sure. Mr. Burns' catchphrase.
Excellent.
Excellent. Correct. Maverick Hunters.
The X Hunters.
Yeah?
What's Mega Man X?
Mega Man X. That's where it's from. Okay, great. Jesus Christ, I'm glad you got there. And the next one is Alien. I guess that'd be Xenomorph. Starts with an X.
Sure.
Maybe.
Works for me. Xenomorphs.
Dimension X. These are, they're hard questions when they're one word.
X-Files is just the answer for everything.
Yeah. I'm going Xenomorph. I've got a good feeling about that. Yeah, we're good. The last one is, oh man, Tyler, I don't know. Sean, maybe you're a big Boy Meets World fan.
No, not at all.
I am not. Name, Taryn is probably like, she perked up, I'm sure, when she heard Boy Meets World. Name of Corey and Sean's made-up band in an episode of Boy Meets World. An episode of Boy Meets World.
The Executioners.
The Executioners is not correct.
Damn.
It's the Exits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exit quiz the fuck.
That's what the hemorrhoid question should have been. Yeah.
Yeah, the Exits. That's it. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and submit this quiz just so he gets an alert that we've done the quiz. There we go. Submit.
Yeah, we fucked that shit up.
We did pretty good. We got like 80%.
Yeah.
We got a B.
Yeah.
We're good. We just didn't know the Urban Dictionary thing and then the Boy Meets World question. That's a hard one.
That is
Yeah.
a hard one.
I'll have to go binge watch it all now.
Yeah.
I did binge watch all of Daredevil season 3 though.
I haven't seen any of Daredevil. I hear it's really good.
RTAJ straight through did all Daredevil.
Yeah.
Loves it.
I'm gonna binge Dracula. I'm gonna binge.
Nope, you had it right.
Yeah, we're just gonna binge Dracula. I'm just gonna watch it over and over again. It's like I've
Right.
never.
I will say though, this season is true to comics, like on the whole, Bullseye, Daredevil.
yeah?
So like, I don't want to throw spoilers down.
Yeah,
if,
sure.
If you're really into
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
it, but the whole Bullseye getting the whole antimantium backbone, it does leave a season 4 open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like there's some. It doesn't pick up to like the 6th episode, but like after like I was like, all right, this is fucking good. Like
Ooh,
y'all.
that's poison for me
it-
though.
I mean-
like whenever I hear like it doesn't get good until it's one of those where it's like, oh no.
Season 1 of Daredevil was the same way. Like you
Oh,
had
really?
to like struggle to about 7
slow
episodes.
burn.
You're like, oh fuck you, and then like you finally
Then
get
it
into
picks
it. Yeah.
up, yeah.
And then you're like, all right, I'm into it.
I've heard it's great, and I know like Lord Dennis is like a huge fan of Daredevil. I know he's in it for sure. So it's great to hear that it like
it is good, yeah.
that it like
I'm glad it
staying
didn't
true.
get canceled for the whole
Right.
Disney streaming service or whatever the fuck's gonna
Iron
happen.
Fist style or whatever.
And Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Luke Cage. Forgot
Yeah,
about that.
he got
So
the
what?
shaft.
The rumors they're gonna do the Heroes for Hire on
Yeah.
Disney streaming service.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that Disney streaming service is. I don't know, man. It's one of those.
Oh,
where
the
it's-
girls are gonna want that.
I think it's gonna do really well, and I think it's because Disney fucking owns everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So let them buy Netflix. That way I can just get one streaming service I pay for. And that'll be it.
Netflix is like, I feel like it's weird, but I've experienced like 2 moments where it's like, oh, Netflix is going to be gone. And it's like Netflix like always adapts. And it's like, oh, cool, Netflix is still around.
Yeah.
Because it's like when they went from fucking mailing you DVDs to like streaming, it was
Yeah.
like one of those where it's like, wow, that shit happened fucking fast.
Yeah, I'm like, thank you for killing out Blockbuster, assholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't have cable, so it's Netflix, Hulu, and then Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So I
Same
guess
here.
I mean even if I pick up Disney, it's still fuck ton cheaper than cable.
See that parrot sitting right here? I'm a pirate.
Yeah. I've got
Mr.
Crunchy.
Bay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and Crunchyroll.
I've got
Depends on
Crunchyroll, but I'm
Crunchyroll.
canceling that shit because it's like I always forget to cancel it, and
Yeah.
then I get like a notice every month. It's like, fuck, they billed me. So it's
Yeah.
like, and then, well, actually, here's what I do. Here's how I roll. My credit card expired, and I got a new credit card. So I was like, it fixed itself. I don't have to cancel it. And then I can't remember, like I entered it somewhere else, and I guess it's connected to Crunchyroll. So, oh yeah, I had to enter it into iTunes, and it was connected through there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like they got me.
They got
Fine.
you.
Yeah.
Life
The
finds a
cloud.
way.
Yeah, right. So that's it, man. We got the quiz done. We got all that done. I think we're done, right?
Hell yeah.
We're done. We got
Yeah,
achievements.
I'm good.
We're good to go. Sean, any closing remarks?
Man, no. I mean, I've told you some of the good stories. I mean, we'll save
Told
them
me some
for
great stories.
another time. You
Yeah.
know, I have to wrap them up, find them out.
You stream.
Yeah, I do stream. I got that page on Facebook, which keeps getting hit up by Zuckerberg.
Yeah, we know how that is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know how that
Yeah.
is.
So I streamed some Dragon Ball Z abridged stuff, and I got a copyright warning from Warner Media Group, and I was like, "This is bullshit." And I couldn't post in groups. I couldn't even fucking reply to messages. The only thing I could do is if somebody sent me a message, I could do the little thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm like, I'm alive.
You're communicating. Yeah.
So, but my page on Facebook is Smoked Out Gaming. I do a lot of streaming on there. Sometimes it's movies if I can get away with it, games, whatever it is. So,
Little Shop of Horrors
yeah,
coming
Little
up
Shop of-
soon.
Yeah, probably so.
That's gonna be your next
If
band.
there's a score on there, I'm gonna get fucked. They're like,
Because I think Little Shop of Horrors is owned by Warner Brothers.
yeah, no dice.
maybe it isn't.
I mean, I did get away. I did stream some good movies like their Super Mario Brothers
Yeah.
movie, which had a good following. I got away with Ninja Turtles, the first one. Tried to do Batman. Danny Elfman fucking stuck his dick in there. I was like, get the fuck out.
I like to imagine that he actually showed up.
He probably did. He knocked on my door. He's like, sir,
Yeah.
this is my shit.
Come on, man.
Get the fuck out.
Also gonna have a sample of beer. I'm Danny Elfman, but
Yeah.
I'd like to get drunk.
I need some graphic design work done. Just need to meet,
Right. I do it for Danny Elfman. He's got connections.
That's my biggest thing is I drive so much for a living, and there's homeless people everywhere, and they're always holding up their signs and like, give me some free beer. I'm like, I ain't got shit for you.
Yeah.
Like literally because they've asked for so much beer, I carry around like coupons. Like if there's Burger King coupons on me, here, go get yourself a buy one, get one Whopper, but I'm not giving you the fucking $2.99 for it.
That's a good fucking idea, dude.
That really
is.
Them hustle, you know.
That's a
If you
really
wanna
good
eat,
idea.
I just hooked you up. I gave you 2 meals for the price of one, but I'm not giving you the money.
Right.
Because it's either crack or burgers, one of the two.
Because look, they got it.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, yeah.
they got it.
They make more than I do. They probably make $200 a day easily.
Not all of them, but the ones
Majority.
that are panhandling, on the interstate and stuff like that. I don't think. Did I ever tell this story? Holy shit! Maybe I have. I can't remember. I can't remember what movie it was that Nikki and I went to go see. But we sat down in the theater, and then we saw 3 of those panhandlers all together come in with their backpacks, their fucking
Did
sign.
you see them or smell them first?
Smelled them first. Yeah, we did. Honestly, we did smell them first. And then they sat down with their fucking giant popcorn and their giant drinks and sat there and watched the movie. And it was one of those where it's man, I don't think I can ever give money to someone. I mean, because I get it.
You got fucked again by the guy in Lexington who
Peanut.
Yeah, he went and got in his gigantic fucking truck.
His $80,000 truck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I actually gave a traveler a ride a couple weeks ago. I travel from Little Rock to Memphis sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, if not every day of the week. And I usually stop halfway to get gas or a monster or something. Yeah, a blowjob.
Yeah, right, of course.
You need a ride?
I'm
Good.
You're a lot, lizard. So I saw this dude that happened to have a sign that said Little Rock, and I'm like, I'm going to Little Rock, and I figured he wasn't dangerous because they had a little chihuahua with him. So I'm like, you got a dog. Either you're going to fuck me up or the dog's going to fuck me up.
You haven't eaten the dog yet.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was not an area he wanted to probably be at. So I was like, man, you're going to Little Rock? I was like, hop the fuck in. He's like, where are you in? I was like, that big black van over there that doesn't say free candy on the side of it. So he walks up and I'm pumping gas, and I can smell the dude, and I'm already regretting it. So I don't remember dude's name, but I know he's 32 years old, and he's been traveling for 10 years. So he said he was in a band, they broke up, and he was wherever, and he's just been traveling ever since. So I was like, that's cool and all. But it's about a 2-hour drive. The whole time, I'm sitting there coughing and sniffling because this dude's funk, it's probably black mold on his body, is sitting there slowly killing me the whole time. And I'm just like, man. But I picked up it's the only time I've ever picked up a traveler. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell my girlfriend / will be one day fiance. I didn't tell her for a couple of days that I picked up this traveler. So she's already moved off Chattanooga. I was like, hey, I want to tell you, by the way, I picked up a traveler the other day and drove them basically from Memphis to Little Rock. And I was like, but I'm alive, so everything's all right.
It all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out.
I will never fucking again. I will never again. Because it's it is always 100% of the time backfired. It has always been an immediate feeling of regret. Where it's just man, I feel like I went out on a limb and you're in my fucking space now. And it's that one dude I picked up talking to me did you vote for Obama? And I was like, you know what? I don't really feel comfortable answering that question. I feel like I know what the right answer is.
There are 2 kinds of people in this world. Those who like Animaniacs and those who don't like Animaniacs.
Are you a wacko guy?
Well, see, I'm always paranoid because there's that dude that talks about beating that dude in the head with that axe.
What's this?
You have not seen?
No.
I'll give it to you so you can put it in the show notes.
Yeah, what is
There's
it?
this dude that I guess there was something going on, and this dude had an axe, and he was just beating this motherfucker in the head with an axe, and he was some crazy homeless guy. And that's all I can think of every time is this dude's gonna stab me. I'm gonna get shanked the fuck out while driving. We're both gonna end up in a ditch. And little Chihuahua Pepe dog over here is gonna fucking just eat our little bodies, But I'm one of those guys. I'm a good deed type of person. I have a soft heart. I always have. And so I saw this dude and I was like, man, I just can't let him sleep, out here in this humid ass, shitty ass weather. So I did a good deed, but the whole time I was like, this is where I die. This is it,
Yeah,
I broke my dick and survived. Everything else.
This is what kills me.
This
God.
kills me,
Yeah, man, I don't think I can do it again. But I'm all about, I like that coupon idea.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Usually I'll I know I've said this on the show a billion times, but it's if someone asks for money, I'll be like, I will let's get you a
That's
sandwich.
what happened whenever we were approached to come back from Dragon Con. Yeah.
Let's get you a sandwich. Yeah, because we went into that convenience store and it's I was worried because he took me up on it. I was like, now don't spend too much.
Yeah. Just I'm going to Texas Day, Brazil. Because see, I've tried. I usually carry about a 24 pack of water. Because when I travel, it's just cheaper to buy a case of water than a bottle of water.
Sure.
Every day.
Yeah.
So I'll have extra bottles of water because I'll just expense it out. Whatever, this water's free for me. So I'll see a homeless guy, I'll give him water. And this guy goes, no, I just want money. And I was like, see, this is why I don't trust you.
Right,
I cannot. It is what it is. And I worked downtown on Beale Street for
Here,
years.
sell this bottle of water then.
Right.
So I'm used to like homeless people all the time. And I know that they just want money for that crack cookie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's straight up, that's what it is. I mean, you have an addiction. That's why you're out here hustling.
Right.
I mean, you can make ends.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing to grab a fucking razor from the dollar that somebody gave you, shave that shit, go to McDonald's where you're going to get paid $10 to be a fucking fry cook.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The opportunities are out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, man. I can't give money
Yeah.
because it's like one of those where it's just like, I don't know where that money's going, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to like help. I don't want to like dig a hole deeper for somebody. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
And I see people give money, and I just want to run out the window and be like, you're fucking stupid. I mean, like, all you're doing is making it worse. Like, your dollar is going to end up in that fucking dude's arm, and you're going to be the reason he died.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I worked at a Firestone for a long time, and there was this homeless guy. Ironically, his name was Sean. He was a younger cat, and he came up to me, and he
Homeless
was
boy
like,
Sean.
Yeah, homeless boy Sean. And he was always just hanging around, like, and I talk to him and stuff. And I was like, man, you need some clothes. And so I gave him a fuck ton of clothes because I hoard clothes like I'm Goodwill at the house, until it's time to move or buy this shit. I'm like, all right, I'll get rid of this shirt. It's really ragged, but I'm gonna finally get rid of it, And so I gave this dude some clothes, and he had them hidden underneath the expressway where he was living. Well, one of the other bums stole these clothes, and Bum Sean,
Yeah.
stabbed this dude. I don't know if he killed him.
Good Lord.
But he told me, and I'm like, man, there's probably some of my DNA left on these clothes.
Yeah.
So the FBI is gonna come knocking on my door and be like, did you stab Rufus the bum? And I'm like, what?
the one
We
from
see your
Bum
history.
Bites?
We see your
Yeah.
history of violence from kicking Trick Daddy out of a
Yeah.
club.
Right.
So what?
Yeah. And so I'm like, this is why I just have this thing. I'm like, I can't give this shit. I won't, instead of recycling, I just, let the bums recycle these coupons instead.
Yeah.
Although I do say, Sean, if my brother and I did the fusion dance,
Yes.
I think you would be you would come out of
Yeah.
my brother and I fusion
Okay,
dance.
okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I wish you could see Ryan. Yeah. Can you call him? Can we get him over?
Brian, come over real quick.
Yeah.
Just pop in the door.
I feel
and
bad
go
for
home.
shaving the beard because my beard's usually a lot longer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it is, yeah. But everybody wants me to keep the beard like this length. Like, this is like, they said, the perfect length. But I like the homeless look because
Yeah.
in the wintertime, I can just put on a skull cap
blend
and I can
in.
go out there and, beg for fucking dollars.
Broke my dick. Give me $1.
Yeah.
It's all cash, man. Not to claim that.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't say that.
No. So I'll just get fired, get unemployment, and then hold a sign on the side of the road.
Thanks for dragging your ass across state lines.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
man, it's
Come all
cool.
the way over here.
Nobody knows I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm at my hotel in another state.
Well, let's see. So next episode, we're going to talk about Rondo of Blood.
Let's do it, man. I'm excited.
And I think about the episode after that because I know I've talked to Sean Muldowney of Dirty Thursday and Ben Carruth of Street Pizza
Yep.
to come on the episode after that and do Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yep, because they did an awesome episode together on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. And we want to shoot the shit with those guys.
Yeah.
Because it's been since like Tadpog Prom since I've like talked to them with like voices.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after that, we can do Cosmic Star Heroin.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do some heroin. That's what's up.
Right?
We're just gonna do heroin.
Yeah.
The one where we do black tar heroin.
Every episode after that's way different than it is now.
And speaking of prom, I will have my ass there.
Yeah, you're gonna be at Tadpog Prom? Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, because
Sweet.
Micah even asked me in a message, he's like, you going to prom? I was like, dude, I cleared a credit card for that motherfucking shit.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. That's great.
And I feel bad that I don't drink no more because Jaeger was my go-to.
Oh, man.
yeah. Like,
Jaeger.
I drink Jaeger and Sprite mixed. In
Ooh,
like a
I've never
tall-
had Jaeger and Sprite.
Like, so when I worked at this bar, Jaeger was the one shot I could get away with. Somebody's like, "You been drinking?" I'm like, "No, man, I just chew some licorice, candy, whatever, But like, I'd be running around all night. I'd be so dehydrated. Like 2 or 3 shots, I'm fucking,
Yeah.
I'm not throwing no kegs. I'm just fucking running around doing whatever,
Right.
Like, I would just literally walk around. Like, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna go walk down to another bar and eat a piece of pizza or something. Like, I'm getting paid, but whatever. I'm drunk by the time it is. So like, when I went out to drink, like, I'm normally was a whiskey guy, but like, Jaeger's always the go-to. Like,
Jaeger's great, man.
and so I was like, man, let me try Jaeger and Sprite. And I get it, in a 16-ounce pint glass, and that was
Had you heard of that before? Or was it just one of those things where it's
just
like, I'm just gonna try
I was
this?
thinking what it would sound good mixed with, and like,
Yeah.
like Dr. Pepper didn't sound good. I knew it had to be a lighter soda,
Yeah.
and I was like, Sprite's an all around, so I went for it.
Huh. I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah.
Maybe at Jaeger lunch next year at Tadpog Prom. Yeah.
Your Jaeger aperitif.
You bring
Yeah.
the Jaeger, I'll bring the
Right.
Sprite.
Little spritzer.
My Jaeger amuse bouche. Yeah. Let's try it. Oh. All right. What else? What else got? So what we're gonna do next time? Thanks for listening.
Yeah, man, you're
Bunch of
struggling.
shit. I don't even fucking know. I'm fucking drunk.
Let me
I'm
help
so
out
drunk.
by yeah, totally. You're totally
I'm
drunk.
wasted.
Yeah, the whole time. I want to say, since we're speaking about Tadpog Prom.
Some eating ass. I
Yeah.
don't know.
We can talk
I'm
about
drunk.
Christmas too because that deadline's coming up.
Oh yeah, Secret Santa.
In 7
There you
days,
go,
like I
perfect.
told everybody, October 30th, get your submissions in, but turn that shit in by November 4th.
Mine's not in.
Listen, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a lot of people on blast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dildo allergies out there, so I see a lot of gluten-free dildos showing up or latex-free dildos, and I'll put that in bold in everybody's statement, So like. What everybody sent me, that's literally going to be a copy and paste to the recipient. So.
Yeah, I need to get mine in every day when I'm on Tadpog
Yeah.
Nation because it's the Secret Santa stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like an announcement. I see it. I'm like, man, I'm the fucking worst because I don't have mine in yet.
Well, since, I'm kind of been Zuckerberged a lot lately.
Right.
I was like commenting with like, tagging everybody's name and giving them like the instructions to email it because it's tadpog.xmas@gmail.com. I made
Right.
so I can keep everybody's shit all together.
Sure.
So I was commenting in the fields from the desktop and I put it on my phone. It's not showing up. So I'm like sending it. Everybody's like, I got this. I'm like, I can't tell. I've been Zuckerberg.
Done got zucked.
I got zucked. Yeah.
Thanks for organizing that.
Oh, man, not a problem, man.
Because
Let's
that's
do
a
it.
thing that
Yeah.
like people have like mentioned every year, and it's always been like, I don't want
I
to
don't
fuck
wanna do
with that
that.
shit. I don't. It's a great idea. I
So-
don't want to fuck with it.
I am still in a couple other random Facebook groups, and they had about 23,000 members, and they had a
Good Lord,
big
yeah.
Secret Santa. Well, a bunch of groups recently got zucked for political posts, and I guess somebody mentioned the word CNN in there or something like that, and they deleted that whole group of
Holy
23,000
shit.
members, which honestly, it is a video game group, but it was full of fucking trolls.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if
with
there's
it being that big, I can imagine.
mean, if there was probably 250 active members, but like out of that 250, I can guarantee you 120 of them are trolls.
Gotcha.
So they made their own little separate groups on
Sure.
other ways. But
But yeah, thanks for putting that
man,
together.
yeah, ho ho ho, bitches.
Yeah.
See, but you can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube,
Yeah.
and our website.
Yeah. Tadpog.com.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Cha.
Sure. We get like literally 1% of our listens come from the website. Like,
Yep.
and I think it's because
I backlog so often. That's how I get mine.
yeah, through the site.
Yeah.
That you're the 1%.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I'm a 1%.
Yeah.
Man, I cannot keep track of this fucking outro.
You're so drunk.
I can't.
If
Can't
people
do
want
it.
to call us, they can do that.
Yeah, at 270-883-2555.
Normally we take some calls, but my phone is like literally dead. So
Well,
can't do
I
it.
probably bash these calls
Yeah.
because I have such love for this one person.
Beloved Adam knows you're talking
I know,
about him.
I know, he knows. I was kind of hoping for
knows.
some calls because Tyler was going to start defending. I was like, no, fuck this. Let me start about this beloved Adam shit.
Hold on, let me see if my phone is actually alive. I got 20%. We're ready to do this. We're ready to end this thing. When I said let me look at my
Yeah.
phone, I saw Tyler's eyes. I was like, oh, he looked to
Yeah.
the side. He's ready to end this.
Yeah, and fucking Adam's dick's over there going. He's like, are they gonna play me?
Yeah, he likes it when
Yeah,
he
I know.
likes that though.
Yeah, I'm not Jacob York, so I beat off somebody else, buddy.
Let's see. Hey, shirts.
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 We got a trilogy now.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Shirts.tadpog.com. I love the selfies of
Yeah, it's
people wearing
awesome.
their Dave style chicken shirts. It really makes me like, I love it because that shirt is so bad. And I love like, no offense, Phil, you know it's bad. But it's like, I love the fact that people are buying this bad shirt and they look so happy wearing it. I looked happy when I put mine on because like I came out of the bathroom. I was like, hey, what do you think, Nikki? And she laughed, and I was like, "Good, that's what I want."
I've been
Perfect.
meaning to order the purple one.
The purple one?
Yeah, so I can have some
yeah.
royalty chicken.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then if you want to send us a package, we've got some in the mail. We've got, I
Yeah.
know we've got the donkey conga.
Yeah, the Congos.
Conga drums. Fuck yeah. Those are in. We got some other packages waiting for us. So if you want to send us something, send that to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
Yeah. And we'll probably, I don't know how soon we'll get it because they are about to have a baby. So,
Yep. And she's the only one with access to it.
So yeah, so we'll see. It'd probably be rude for me to like when I see them in the hospital, be like, "Hey, can I have that PO box key?"
Yeah. I mean, I get that you just had something pulled out of your vagina,
Yeah.
but like, can you just pop over there real quick?
It's cool and all. I need the key though.
Yeah, we got some bongos waiting for us in that fucking PO box.
Is that a baby? Okay, cool.
Hey,
I'm out.
baby.
No, I'll babysit. Just go. It's fine.
It's cool.
Go.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just extend that IV and go. Let's see, Patreon.
Yep, we got a Patreon. Hey, did you enjoy this? If you did, you can go to patreon.com/tadpog. Chip in at least $1 and you get like access to our bonus episodes and stuff. We got one planned. We got a fucking pile full of hot stuff that we need to eat that's sitting on top of a Garfield board game.
Yep.
So we need to do all that. And I think I've got some more hot sauce and stuff at the house. I haven't opened the packages.
Did you fancy my recommendation about the pillows?
The pillows.
What was it?
Talking about for Christmas pictures with Santa.
I forgot about that. That's
I think
pretty good.
Another suggestion has been to do it at Tadpog Prom.
That-
and I kind of like that idea because
It gives us more time.
Yeah.
it gives us more time.
Santa photos are cheap and easy, and that's professional photographer sometimes.
Oh, God.
Just go into Bass Pro, you know,
Sit on Santa's lap.
and
Like,
lay your little pillow on it and
Yeah.
be like, all right, you fat bastard, you're going to enjoy this more than I am.
we're on
Santa's like, oh, chocolata.
we're straddling. We're on either of his knees. Like, what's that? Like one man band. I can't remember his name, but like he always has like women like sit on like either of his knees while he like because he does everything with his feet, like everything percussion he does with his feet, so they bounce on his
Okay.
legs. We need to do that in our tuxes and our waifu pillows.
Perfect.
And like get kicked out of the mall. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. It's better because it's in front of children and parents have to explain to them what's going on.
Why does he have those lady pillows?
Yes.
They dressed up for Santa.
They're fancy.
Yeah. I want my present this year.
Yeah. A couple fancy boys.
Let's see. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track in the show notes at tadpog.com. You get anything else, Dave?
I do. I'm going to thank some people on
Okay.
Patreon.
Perfect.
Joey Webster, Drinksmith, Joey Webster.
Nice.
He recently upped his donation. Thank you, Joey.
Hell yeah.
I know he's starting up a YouTube channel, so updates on that probably. You'll probably see it in Tadpog Nation. That's another thing on the Facebook group is each month, if I remember, I'm making a post that just says like post below in the comments the shit that you make. Because I know like a lot of people who listen to us also do other stuff. They stream, you know, they do a podcast or, you know, that kind of stuff. So if there's anything that you do, look for those posts and comment it. Because, I mean, there's some good stuff out there that, I mean, we get it. We get it.
Yep.
You know, this was a premonition. Because I sent this, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now that I'm the Tadpog Santa.
That Christmas
this-
card?
Yeah. I knew it was happening all along.
So you have to fight Kanaha for the Tadpog Santa title, though.
Oh, man, they can have that shit, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be a fucking Santa this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I also want to thank James Sherman for his new donation on
Nice.
Patreon, and Chris Ott, who recently upped his donation on Patreon as well.
Oh, yes.
So thank you for that, and thanks for hanging out on Twitch chat, Chris. It was that was fun that you got to see me fail fighting Dracula for 3 hours.
Hey, you new to the party? Just going to die. Thanks. Oh, give him $1. Bless his bones.
Bless his heart.
I feel bad for this guy. We'll just give him $1.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's
Yeah,
fine. That's
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. If you feel bad for Dave, just donate $1.
Right. I
At
don't
least
want-
$1.
I don't want Burger King coupons.
Yeah.
You're the Twitch hobo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's true. And I think that's pretty much it, other than, I want to thank Capsaicin Czar Chris for creating the GoFundMe to get Phil to Tadpog Prom.
Yeah.
Because we reached the goal thanks to Master Mold Mike with
Fuck
his
yes.
big fat daddy
Yeah,
donation.
he dropped that motherfucker on there. I was like,
Yeah. So it's like between him and Sean of Slap Brother Sean
Yeah.
of Nerdy Thursday
Sean fucking pulled it
and
hard.
Edgelord Kyle, because Edgelord Kyle was getting in there with like 10 here, 10 there.
Yeah, he's stripper money. Yeah,
Yeah.
bow, 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 bow. He's making it rain.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
Everyone's going to come so hard in Phil's mouth. It's
Yeah.
going to be so good.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Open wide for Chunky.
Show us why you're here, Phil.
So
I know it's pretty, but we didn't bring him out for air.
So I wanted to thank everybody who donated for that. That was really nice. And the money for the Dave Style chicken shirts are still gonna go towards Tadpog Prom. So don't
Now just buy Jaeger.
And
Yeah, it might.
Chicken.
Yeah, and chicken. Yeah, man, I'd love to set a grill up out there on like in that like what do you call it, that courtyard? But I guarantee they're not gonna like an open flame.
Well, it might cover up the dog room that
Oh,
still
yeah.
stinks.
God, that's fucking weird still. No dog got in there.
And I also want to thank Sketchromancer Jonathan Wilson because he heeded the call and did a wonderul drawing
Yes.
of our Call of Cthulhu adventuring group. It was really, really good.
Good.
And I think he said if you want to follow him on Instagram, I think it's J. Jonah Jetplane.
Please do. Yes.
And I think I remember, because when I read that, I was like, holy shit, I've heard this name before. I think I've heard him mentioned on Video Game Apocalypse, which is a podcast I listen to. So I had like a celebrity moment where it's like, whoa, it's him? I didn't know it's him. That's awesome.
And you like us? All right.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, so thanks for that. The drawing is wonderful. I think that's all I got.
All right.
All my shit.
Hey, you want to close this out?
Let's leave it up to Sean. Yeah.
Oh man, you can throw me out on this.
You got this.
Oh, we're doing our Richter fucking
item crash.
Yeah. Item crash? All right, cool. I'm down.
This will also sound like breaking your dick, too.
Yeah,
So,
it's going to clip. It's going to clip real bad.
so until next time.
Snap.
Oh, man.
It was so loud it made my
I think I'm right.
Layaway, which is, what you do at Walmart for Christmas. I didn't know, because I'd always heard my mother, who pronounces things in a very southern fashion, always called it layaway.
Layaway?
Layaway. Not layaway.
What's layaway?
What did you think that is?
Layaway.
Yeah, like,
So I was like, that's just a weird word for what you do at Walmart when you want to buy something later.
French.
Layaway.
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 Just like Florida, as a kid, I would spell it phonetically. Florida was Flarida because my mom says Florida.
No, it's Flow Rida.
Florida, yeah.
And hearing my brother, he got some VHS tapes and was him when he was like 3 saying his ABCs, and of course it's about as he just M N O P. All right, yeah. Thank you, mother.